Scott, thank you for joining us. Obviously, a frustrating afternoon here at the Broadfield Stadium. What was your take on the game?
Um, Two different halves. I think that we wasn't present in the first half. We didn't turn up. The second half we were really good. Missed some massive chances to draw the game, if not win it. But it's easy playing catch up when you're 2-0 down. I think it's easy, and I think that we wasn't present in the first half at all. I thought we were too slow with the ball. We worked on their defensive shape all week about how they'd block up. And one thing I said that literally been saying all week, and literally before they went out, was to move the ball really quickly. But we were so slow with the ball. And then it kind of eats into what they want to do. They want to slow things down. They want to take their time with goal kicks. They want to take their time with throw-ins and all that. And then we're slow with the ball. So then it becomes a frustrating afternoon for everybody watching. And then obviously the goals are just so poor. And then I say a few choice words at half time. We ever go second half, we look brilliant second half. And I just said to the players, like, you can't win a game of football at this level playing half a game. You just ain't gonna. You're not gonna win anything. You got to play for 90 minutes, if not 95, 96, sometimes longer. And we just wasn't present in the first half. For me, we were just out there, just passing it from left to right. We had no movement, no guile, no want, will, and determination to try and score or create. I thought Harry Forster, when he come on, looked a bright spark. He was the only player for me. Just wasted half a game.
Is there anything that you can sort of put the slow start down to? Because as you say, you prepare all week, and then when it comes to the match day, that's the first thing you want to see, isn't it? But do you think it was a lack of confidence based on last week's result?
Nothing to do with confidence. I think it's to do with the fact that they blocked in really deep, and defensively they looked solid. And sometimes when that happens, you have to move the ball quicker, and we were just too slow with it. We didn't have. I showed a clip at half time of an action. We had the ball for, I don't know, maybe 20 passes, but within that 20 passes, there wasn't one player making a run forward. It was just play sideways, backwards, back in, sideways, backwards, back in. And then we played round, and then everybody coming towards the ball and not running the other way and trying to disrupt their back line. It was just safe football. And when you're playing safe football, you're not going to score goals. You got to risk one or two. And then what happens is you end up playing so pedestrian, and then you end up forcing one because the crowd kind of feel it that we've got to do something. Then we force one, keeper comes and claims it, and then we ain't got the ball again for 5 or 6 minutes. And that's how I felt the first half went. Second half, we were completely in charge of the game, but it's difficult breaking that down. A Barrow team, when you're 0-0, the mind 2-0 down. So we give ourselves too much of a mountain to climb.
Yeah, you mentioned it already, but I suppose the frustration only builds when you consider the amount of chances we had in the second half, as you say, to not only equalise but potentially win the game on another day that we probably walk away with 4 or 5 goals, didn't we?
Yeah, but I'm sick of saying that. Certainly this season, I don't understand how some of them goals don't go in. I don't. I think we need probably somebody to come in and bless the goal mouth or something. I don't know, because it just seems to me as if they're just not going in. Even in the first half, there was a massive chance what come off the post. If it had been the promotion winning season, that'd have gone in. It just feels to me as if everything's going against us in front of goal. That's how I feel. I feel like, I feel as if there's an invisible brick wall stopping the ball going in the net. But yeah, we created so many chances, but we wasn't present in the first half, so we basically only played half a game. So we didn't deserve to win the game.
Yeah, and the players seeing that with the amount of chances that we're creating and it not going in, it must eat away at them as, the clock ticks down slowly and slowly, that, they must start thinking, is the ball ever going to go in the back of the net, which obviously doesn't help either.
Yeah, but you've got to be like McCurdy was last week when he missed the chance. Like some might say, it was an open goal. I think the keeper took a little bit of a deflection on it. But Mackie just carries on going, because in a minute he knows he's going to get another chance, and we've got to carry on being like that. You just got to pick ourselves up, dust ourselves down, run back, and get ready for the next one. We just got to keep going. But regardless, we didn't play a game of football today. We played half a game. So we're not going to get what we want from any game if we're only prepared to turn up for half of it.
Oh, thanks. We didn't see any changes in the second half. Is that because you had so much momentum?
We were playing so well. We didn't need to. I didn't think I should have made probably changes in the first 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But second half didn't warrant any changes for me because we were so on top and everyone was playing so well, in my opinion. I don't think there was anybody out there that wasn't playing well. Everybody was playing well. So I thought, well, it's going to be harsh if I take somebody off at this moment because they're all knocking the door down. So there was no reason for me to make changes. I should have made probably 5 changes in the first half, if the truth be known. But, you see my point, right?
Yeah, I know, absolutely. I'm not disputing it. I was just asking because it's rare you don't see changes in the second half.
I thought the same. I thought, well, as I said to Jamie and to Neil Smith, my 2 assistants, is there any changes? They're like, no. We're flying. We're on top. We could, if we make a change, it might slow the momentum down, if anything, and change the pace of the game. Just carry on. And I agreed. Yeah. And you're right. You don't usually see that, especially when you're losing. But I didn't think there was any need.
Yeah. And obviously, you were forced into that early change. Is there any news on Addy, or is it too early?
Yeah, too early. I kind of don't know. Yeah. Obviously, yeah.
Bit of a shame, though.
Yeah, a bit of a shame because he's had a really good start to the season, Addy, and he's a threat. But I thought Harry Forster come on, and I thought he was potentially our best player in the first half. Yeah. And then obviously continued that in the second half as well. Put a lot of crosses in. Thought he looked a danger all game.
Yeah, and obviously we had the conversation about goalkeepers a couple of weeks back. I was dreading bringing this up, but any news on that, and how is his finger? Because it looked quite heavily strapped.
Yeah, it's probably too early to say, but yeah, I knew it'd come back and kick me in the teeth eventually. But I think fair play to the kid because he's carried on. And I said to him at half time, proud of you for to continue with a an injury like that. So it's too early to probably say how bad it is or what it is really, but fair play to him.
Charlie, thank you for joining us. Obviously, disappointing result here at the Broadfield Stadium. What was your take on the game?
I thought second half we were very good. Probably could have scored 4 or 5. I think we started the game so sloppy. I think they had 5, 6 corners in the first 10 minutes. We didn't defend well enough, conceded 2 sloppy goals. Just didn't look at the races first half.
Yeah, and I suppose the frustrating thing with that is that you give yourself obviously a mountain to climb, with a performance like that in the first half. Is there anything that you could put it down to, considering how well we played in the second half?
No, it's the same 11 players out there playing against the same team. It's an unacceptable first half. If we were that bad second half, you say, oh, it's a bad day. But you can't contrast 2 halves like that and have such a change. We've got to be way more consistent.
Yeah, and there is a saying in football of you make your own luck, but it did feel like there was no luck on our side today. As you say, we could have had, a handful of goals in the second half, but it just felt like the ball wasn't going to go in, wasn't it?
I think we must hit the post 5 times. I think we cleared one of our own off the line. They cleared 2 off the line. I think, obviously, we gave it everything second half, and you can tell from that performance. But, when you start a game that poorly, it's always going to be a tough job to get back into the game. Yeah,
and Scott mentioned that he had a sort of few choice words at half time, and it seemed to, ignite a performance. What was the overall sort of feeling at full time? Is it one of, pure disappointment on the basis that when you consider how we played in the second half, that game was probably there for the taking?
Yeah, just frustration as well. So why didn't we start the game like that? It's a conversation that we've had, and no one has got a reason, put a finger on it, but it's something we've got to go back, look at, and it can't happen again.
Yeah, and we've said it a few times this season, and I think you've already touched on it in the interview, that we'd have more of a problem if, as you say, we weren't creating chances and we were, 2-0 down at half time with no hope in the second half. But, we've created enough chances in pretty much every game we've played to win those games. It's just a matter of sort of, actually putting them away now. So in some ways it's not all doom and gloom, because surely eventually it's going to click, if you see what I mean.
Yeah. The amount of chances we created in that second half, we could have won 3 games with. And and there will be a day where we go put 7 past someone, but we can't keep saying that and it not happening. We've got to start putting in chances away, and at the other end, keeping the ball at the back of the net as well.
Yeah, and Scott touched on it in his interview as well. In terms of the luck, I mean, Dion's shot, and within the first sort of 15 minutes that strikes the inside of the post, somehow comes out of the inside of the post, then goes out for a goal kick, sort of defying the laws of physics. But something like that completely changes the game, doesn't it? Because all of a sudden, we've broke away probably on the counter against the run of play, taking the lead, and it's a different game, isn't it?
Yeah, especially we said they're going to come here and bank in and be tough to beat, which they were. But if you score an early goal, they're going to have to come out. So I think if that goes in, they come out, it's a totally different game. But when you don't score them and don't defend well enough at the other end, it's going to be a tough game to get back into.
Well, thanks. Obviously, that's 2 defeats on the trot now. How do you lift yourself for next week going into the Cambridge game?
I think we've got to watch that second 45 back and go, if we can play like that, it means go do that again. If we play like that every week, we're going to win a lot more games than we lose. So I think we've got to take the positives from that second half and then look at the first half as well and what not to do.
Yeah. And obviously, Harvey got that injury in the first half. Was there a moment where you thought you were going to have to put your hand up and go and goal?
There was a little conversation as we walked to the sideline, either
Yeah.
it was me, Gav or Flinty.
Right.
But yeah, he done really well, to be fair.
Yeah. And how do you feel you're performing personally so far this season?
There's been some good days and bad days. I just think I don't really try to look at my performance, just try and win games. And I think my performance has been good when we've won games and kept clean sheets and defended well. But obviously, when we lose games, you got to look at yourself first and look at what you can do better.
And it has been quite inconsistent in terms of results. You've had runs where you've won 3 on the trot, then you lose 2 on the trot. How is that something you tackle and improve on?
You just got to try to become as consistent as possible. I think clean sheets is massive on that. If you can have a run of clean sheets, you're always in with winning games. I think that scoring goals as well. If you keep scoring goals, you're giving yourself a chance, but you've got to be able to bounce back from these tough times. And we've got after a tough week now, we'll have to watch that back and then put it right next week.
Brilliant. Thanks, Charlie.
Thank you.